up, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 in the grading series with SUNO. And in today's episode, we are rocking the overgarment, or the bodice block as it's called. And we have a front panel and a back panel. And in this video, we will only be talking about one of the panels, and the formula that we're going to be using to grade that block you can adapt and use on the other block, which is cool, and it saves us some time to discussing both of the blocks. And as you guys can see, we have dots on both of them, so the formula of the dot that we're going to be using on one of the blocks you can apply on the other side. Cool. And as you guys know, we often do half of the video with a quick fix for those that's on this channel, just for a quick fix, so we will be doing that in a few seconds. And for those that would like to stick around with a step-by-step formula as to how to grade these blocks, you can follow along afterwards. Yeah, so I'm just going to be covering a few things that you guys need to keep in mind when it comes to the overgarment or the bodice block. So when we are grading this block, yeah, we just grade a little bit upwards. Like on the shoulder line, we go 5 millimeters up, we drop 5 millimeters on the neckline, and we go out on the shoulder and the armhole by 5 millimeters, and then we drop it again 5 millimeters on the underarm, and then we extend the block by 1 centimeter. Then we go all the way down 1 centimeter, and then the hemline also gets dropped by 1 centimeter. So that's more or less the basics of the fixed measurements for the overgarment. And as you go along, guys, you can decide what that measurement should be. Of course, you will be doing your field research, and then you know what your customer is sort of, the measurement that goes from your medium, small, large, extra large, so that you can use your formula for that. But in this video, because we are sticking to the basics and the standard, we will be using that fixed measurements as shown on the screen right now. Yeah, so that's the quick overview, and now we will jumping in right now with the quick fix. Cool. So I've already traced my block here, but that's for the step-by-step guide. We will just flip that around and we will grab our pre-traced block. Yeah, so there we go, everybody. So now we're going to do it right now. So this is the quick fix video. So we said we're going to drop the neckline by 5 millimeters. So this is my medium size, my basic block, and we're going to go change this block into a large. So neckline, we drop by 5 millimeters, so we're going to make a line there, 5 millimeter. And then we said we're going to raise the shoulder up by another 5 millimeters, so we go 5 millimeter up, and then we go across. And then we said we're going to take it out on the armhole, another 5 millimeter. There we go, 5 millimeter out. Then we drop it by another 5 millimeter. But what you want to do here, guys, you want to drop 5 millimeter, but you want to intersect this point here. So you see where your nip is? You want to go intersecting that point and then dropping 5 millimeter to this point over here, just by the side seam. And then we said we're going to take the side seam out 1 centimeter. So we're going to extend by 1, and then we go all the way around the dot, also 1 centimeter, all the way down. And then the hemline also get 1 centimeter, so we drop 1 centimeter. We follow the silhouette of the dot, and then we go back to 0. Our center front or center back is our 0 line. We never grade this center line bigger. If you are doing that, you can divide that 1 centimeter on the side seam by half, and then you can take 5 millimeters from there, add it to the front if you want to do it that way. But it's better just to take all the measurements and put it on the side seam. Yeah, so there we go, guys. And then we say we're going to drop the neckline by 5, so we grade back to 0. So the neckline never changes really. So we're going to take it there and we go back onto the baseline of the neck. So that is our large. Cool. So now we're going to go extra large. So the same procedure. We drop the neck by 5 from this point. Now we drop it by 5, and then we grade to 0 again. All of them get the same neckline, and then we raise the shoulder up by 5 millimeter. We go across 5 millimeter on the shoulder line. We extend the armhole 5 millimeter from this point, go all the way down, and then we intersect this point again, and then we drop another 5 millimeter, guys, and then we go back to the side seam here. But then on this point here we extend by 1 centimeter, and then we follow the silhouette of the dot all the way down on the side seam, across 1 centimeter again, follow the dot silhouette across, and then back to 0. So you see it's always 0 on the center front line. And there we go. There we have large and extra large. Easy as that. And now we need to do the small. The small is a little bit different. So I'm going to use a different color real quick. Maybe I'll just use, I don't know, blue, yeah? So after this we have medium, large and extra large. But how to get the small from this block is a little bit different. As you guys know, whenever we are doing a bigger size from medium, we drop the neckline by 5, right? But if we use the basic, which is the medium, we can no longer drop the neckline, but we have to extend the neckline by 5 because we're making the size smaller. So again, on the base neckline, which is the blue here or the purple on my screen, we're going to raise by 5 millimeter. So we go here, we raise by 5, and then we drop into 0 again. So the small also get the basic neckline, but we raise it by 5. And then here, when we get to the shoulder line again, what do? We drop by 5. So it's sort of in reverse now, because here we raised the shoulder line, but on the small we drop the shoulder line by 5. There we go. So you see that line, the purple is my basic line, but the blue becomes my small, so I'm dropping by 5. And as you guys know, here on the armhole we extended by 5, so which means we decrease by 5. There we go. So we decrease by 5. And as you guys know, on the armhole we intersected that point, so we drop by 5. What do? We raise by 5 now on the small. So we go there, and then we intersect that same point, and then we raise by 5. But now on the side seam we extended by 1 centimeter, right? And now what do? We decrease by 1 centimeter on that point. So after you extended by 5, you decrease by 1, and then you go according to the side seam. You copy the dot in, you go all the way on the side seam, all the way down, and then here you decrease by 1. We extended by 1 to make large sizes, but we decrease by 1. And then we follow the hemline all the way to the dot, copy the dot in, silhouette, and then we go to 0 again, guys. And that's all that it takes. And this video is going in for much longer than expected, so we're on 7 minutes right now on the quick fix, which is weird, but I hope this helps you guys to understand how the sizes of the grading work from small, medium, large, extra large, and how to use your block to get those sizes. So for those that's going to stick along with the step by step, we're going to be rocking it right now. Thanks for watching, guys. Get out of here and go do some grading. Cool. We're going to take this away right now. And then we are on 8 minutes already. Crazy. So now that we've already traced our block, there we go. We're going to remove the back. We don't need the back for this one. We're only going to talk about the front. And we're going to use all of that which we done on the quick fix video, which took so long. We're going to use that method here. So right now, we know that the neckline gets dropped by 5 millimeter. We're going to grab our ruler real quick. And then we're going to measure the 5 millimeter that we need to drop. So there we go. Drop by 5 millimeter. And then what you can do is, guys, it's always good to just have a baseline to work on. So on the 0 point over here, I'm actually going to square a line. Just like that. So now I know everything that I'm going to be extending or decreasing or increasing is going to go back onto the 0 line. So now we are working on the large 5 millimeter, and now we know on the shoulder line we have to extend by 5. Yeah, so we're gonna go all the way here, extend by 5. There we go. And then we're gonna go across 5. And then here on the armhole we need to extend by 5 again. So we join these points. And then here we're going to go down, or at least extend by 5 again. 5. then we're going to intersect that point, but here measure another 5 on here on the side seam. And then we intersect that point under the arm, right? So right at this point you can do like a ghost line as we've been doing on the previous videos. Do a ghost line, some sort of outline, and then you can take your block to get that precise line. So we grab our block and then we're just going to copy that line in, right? There we go, everybody. And there we go. And then of course the neckline, you use your block to get the neck curve from 5 all the way to 0. There we go. And then here we said we're going to extend by 1 centimeter, right? We're going to extend by 1. And then we're going to go down 1 centimeter. Go down 1 centimeter. And then we use our block to get that precise line after we've made our ghost lines. There we go. And at the bottom here we did another 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter, and then here at the edge, and then we use our block to get the precise lines. If you don't have a French curve or anything, you can use your block, right? And here on the center front we go to 0, and then here of course we just join these points. And there we go, everybody. That is how we add the grading on the block. We've extended 5, dropped by 5, we went out 5, we dropped by 5, and then we extend by 1 centimeter all the way down to the hemline 1 centimeter. And now we're going to do the same with the extra large, and I'll pause the video and just speed it up real quick. Alright everybody, so there we have our medium, large, extra large. We went one up, 5mm up, 5mm down on the neckline, 5mm out on the shoulder and on the armhole. We dropped 5mm on the underarm, and then we extended by 1 centimeter on the side seam. We dropped by 1 centimeter on the hemline, and of course we stopped on the 0. So this is the center front or the center back line here. And here on the neckline we went to 0 on that square line over there. So it's much easier for you guys to grade to 0. And now we're gonna go to the small size, and I'm gonna use a different color for the small size. Hopefully this blue will work for you guys. Like I said in the quick fix video earlier, whenever we're doing a small on the medium size, because everything here on the neckline we dropped by 5mm, but now we're going to raise by 5mm. So we measure from this point 5mm up, and then also over here on the point of this shoulder line we have to drop by 5mm. So we go 5mm out, we shape it back to the neckline to 0, like that, and then we just make that line solid. And then here on the shoulder line we have to drop by 5mm. There we go. And here on the armhole and the shoulder line we go 5mm here as well. Make a little guide for us there. 5mm down the armhole, and here, because everything here we dropped 5mm, now because we're doing a small, we have to raise by 5mm on the baseline, which is this solid black line, right? We measure up 5mm from that. So also guys, remember it's better to work in color pens, so whenever you're doing the grading, it's better to just have a bunch of colors so it's easy for you guys to understand or distinguish which size is what color, yeah? And then here on the side seam, because we extended by 1 centimeter, we have to go in 1 centimeter. So we measure 1 centimeter here. My 1 centimeter is over there. So this 5mm have to just go till there, till that 1, and then we go down 1 centimeter, right? So now we have to intersect this point here. So we're gonna just measure another 5mm as a guide. There we go. So we're going to just freehand this to a ghost line. We have to intersect that point. And then we go all the way up. And then we go across. Thank you for the message. Appreciate it, guys. There we go. Across 5mm. And then we just connect these points. There we go. And here, because we have to go 1 centimeter, let's just mark the 1 centimeter line on the dot as well. And here 1 centimeter. And over here. And on the hemline. And then on the dot. And then 0 on the center front or the center back. Now we take a block just to make those lines a bit solid. And if you are making ghost lines, guys, you can always just erase those lines here. When you are confident enough that the line that you're about to make solid is precise, yeah? So ghost lines are always good as a guideline until you are more confident enough to make the lines solid. Because you know that line is going to be stick. And then we just grade up here. The armhole here. Hopefully you guys can see the blue on the video. There we go, everybody. We have our small in blue, small, medium, large, extra large, and that's all that it is to create this block, everybody. And the best thing to go about it, of course, is just use a bunch of colors, make it easy for you guys to understand which size is what color. And then of course you slap some paper underneath, start tracing these blocks out of this multiple block, and there we go. That's how we go about getting these to a different size. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is the end of the video, and of course maybe, hopefully, we will talk about the dress block in the near future. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys later. This is SUNO. Later.
Just in the same way as you don't focus your attention on how you make your thyroid gland function, so in the same way you don't have any attention focused on how you shine the sun.